Shivanage bandhana Yogeshwara Shivanage bandhana Bhuteshwara Shivanage bandhana Lingeshwara Shivanage bandhana Jagadishwara Bandhano Madheva Baharupiya Kandhano Kandhano Ijiviya Kandhano Kandhano Ijiviya Yanjiva Veundhano Shivarupiya Tandhano Tandhano Gnanamrita Tandhano Tandhano Gnanamrita Tandhano Tandhano Gnanamrita. Is it, in this packed hall, is it possible to sit in such a way you're not touching anybody else? Some of you can hang from the ceiling. Possible?
जगदीश सुधीश भवेश विभो परमेश परात्पर पूत पिता प्रण जनतारण तारय तापितकम् जगदीश सुधीश भवेश विभो गुणहीन सुदीन मलिनमतिं गुणहीन सुदीन मलिनमतिं त्वयि पातरि दातरि चापरतिं तमसा रजसावृत वृत्तिमिमं तमसा रजसावृत वृत्तिमिमं जनतारण तारय तापितकम् जगदीश सुधीश भवेश विभो मम जीवन मीन मिमं पतितं मम जीवन मीन मिमं पतितं मरुघोर भुवि हसुविहमहो करुणाब्धि चलोर्मृजला नयनं करुणाब्धि चलोर्मृजला नयनं जनतारण तारय तापितकम् जगदीश सुधीश भवेश विभो भववारण कारण कर्म तत भववारण कारण कर्म तत भवसिन्धु जले शिव मग्नमत करुणाञ्च समर्प तरिं त्वरितं करुणाञ्च समर्प तरिं त्वरितं जनतारण तारय तापितकम् जगदीश सुधीश भवेश विभो
You can switch off your phones, please, huh? You may get an important call, you know. Well, this is about the time, 40 years ago. It's 40 years. Within the first 3 to 4 weeks, I kind of realized that whatever I have to do, it was clear to me. And it was very clear. The mandate was only till I was 42 years of age, and then I leave. That was at the age of 25. So, I thought it's okay. 17 years of slog is all right, but here I am, 40 years. So, to do whatever we've been doing, most of it that I do is not what you see in the videos, or most of that I do is not something that's anywhere reported. For making those things happen, many incredible people have been around me, giving their lives. Not just their time and resources and stuff, literally willing to give their lives. Fortunately, I didn't have to take any except one. But when these things were happening, there were many people who were just willing to go with it. So, the sheer intensity of life, where the border between what is being alive and what is being dead is obliterated. People have lived like that around me, where being embodied or disembodied made no difference, because they were anyway on fire. So much on fire, even being alive and breathing and being cremated wouldn't make a difference. So much on fire. Well, it's incredible but not easy. Fantastic, but not fun. I hope you understand the difference, because everywhere people keep saying, I want to have fun, I want to have fun. So I see you're still children. Hello? Little children want to have fun. If you're grown up, you want your life to be fantastic. Fun anybody can have. You can light a firecracker and run around, or you can eat or drink or laugh with your friends and have fun. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with anything with life. It's just that it's bloody brief. If you don't light it up, it's gone. Either it got lit up and left or it anyway left. This is all the choice. If there was a choice, if I don't light up, I can perpetuate, I wouldn't argue with you. But whether you light up or you're a dud, anyway you're going. Hello? Today that sannyasi from the Manikarnik ashram which is there, he's inviting me. I said, "What, are you booking me up for tonight?" He said, "No, Sadhguru." I said, No, but you must come." "That's okay, but is this my day?" "I don't think so." So, whether you don't light up or you just light up on one side and little be a… you know those glowworms, fireflies, only their ass is glowing. You can be like that, just one end is glowing. Or you can light up on all sides. Whichever way, in terms of time and mortality, anyway you're going. Lit, unlit, just as lit. No, I mean gaslit. Changing the… for the camera. Because the future generations may want to edit as lit and make it gaslit. Gaslit. But whether you light up, you don't light up, anyway it's going away. So it's not really a choice, but people think it's a choice. The tragedy of life is in that people think it's a choice. But tell me, is there really a choice? Is there a choice? There's no choice, but everybody thinks there is a choice. Because they have this thought process or a psychological framework which tells them to not live is safe. Of course it is. But you live, you don't live, you die anyway. Hello? Anyway you die. Well, along the way, outside situations may grab you. Something will happen. Outside situations may grab you and maul you. Sometimes you may be little digested by the world. Yes, I can see that, I'm sure if I had seen you when you were 6, 7 years of age, it was like now slightly digested. It's okay, I understand. There are acids and alkalins in the world which can digest you. Hello? There are people around you who could eat you up partially. Hello? There are. I'm not innocent of that, I know it's there. But for most people, their faces and body have become like this, not because of somebody else. It's their own doing, their own acid, eating them up all the time. So, being in Kashi, what it means is, you know what the word Kashi means, all of you. Hello? No. Kashi means a tower of light. A tower of steel would be good. You could climb on it. A tower of steel would be good, you could turn it into a tourist attraction. I was just talking to the tourism ministers from across the country, all the 28 states. They'd assembled recently in one place, I was in a conference with them and before that I was just looking up, okay, what are the big tourist attractions in the world? Would you believe this, that the highest number of tourists on the planet go to Eiffel Tower? Tower of steel. And every time I have looked at it, I thought this is a engineering monstrosity. You could build that with half the steel, but somebody built it that way. It's like the Studebaker. You know what Studebaker? You know the cars? Hello? You not seen a Studebaker? Studebaker? You have it in Belarus? You don't have. In Hyderabad, people must know. They're still using it for their weddings. They cut off the tops, of course, but it has wings and everything. You could have made it into a battleship. There is enough metal to make a ship out of it, but they made a car out of it. You don't call that engineering, you don't call that technology, okay? Because anybody can build that. The whole thing about engineering is, with minimum you did the maximum, then it's engineering. Hello? So Eiffel Tower draws the highest number of people on the planet as a single tourist entity. I thought, oh, not even Mount Everest, Eiffel Tower. This is incredible, this shows where people are, all right? I think they're going to Eiffel Tower in the morning and waiting for the evening because something else is drawing them. So, maybe it's a misrepresentation of stats, but the statistics say Eiffel Tower draws the highest number of people on the planet per year. When I saw that, I thought we should change it. And now we are here in Kashi, a tower of light should draw more people than a tower of steel. Because towers are built, various kinds of towers, always kings and, when they conquer a land or when they commemorate their glorious reign, usually glorious reign for them is always a horrendous life for the rest. Normally, anywhere in the world, I'm not trying to comment about any one country, anywhere in the world, whenever a king or an emperor says he had a glorious reign, it means a horrendous life for the rest of the people. I shouldn't comment about this. Many of you come from monarchies. So, this is because we have been taught to celebrate and appreciate dominance, something that stands up like this. This is our idea of strength. If you don't change this, there is no such thing as spiritual process for you. If you always understand, this is strength, then you will not know what it is because you are not using the physical as a platform to stand upon. You're carrying it on your head. You will never know anything. So very, very important, we understand strength and power in a completely different way. I want to ask you, see, when somebody drops a bomb, whether it is packed in my body or it drops from the sky, when we drop a bomb, we want maximum damage, hello? Because we spend money on it. Please understand the economics of it. When we drop a bomb, we want maximum number of damages to happen, especially damage means generally human beings. This hall looks like a very prime location. Really, maximum impact. So this is one kind of power. Boom and… Right now, are all of you breathing? Heck, I'm just checking. Because they're inviting to Manikarnika. You breathing, all of you? So this air, you can't see it, you can't feel it, but you're breathing. This is another kind of power. It's powering our lives right now. Is it powering our lives or not? It's powering our life right now. Which do you think is more powerful? The air or the bomb? Oh, that's improvement. Because always it's been understood, this is power. So in this context, there are many aspects. We are just coming close to Navaratri. You know what's Navaratri? Those of you who are not from Indian background, please, do you know what's Navaratri? Indians Navaratri means 9 days and nights dedicated to the divine feminine. So, what is it, day after tomorrow, is it? 26th? Starting on 26th, 9 days and nights. Different forms of the divine feminine dedicated to that. Still, among various cultures, almost every culture on the planet at one time had divine feminine as their orientation of worship and looking up to. But the only culture which is left on the planet which still looks up to divine feminine is here in India, nowhere else. Bharat is the only place. Hey, what's happening, women? Whoa! You must understand that you may be thinking you're doing well because you're wearing high heels and lipstick and walking around. But I want you to understand, an extermination of the feminine is happening across the world. True extermination. Not the female, the feminine. When the feminine is obliterated, the female will suffer without knowing what she's suffering. Yes, it is like women will become like ghosts without the spirit of being feminine. Unfortunately, we're driving the world in that direction. So Navaratri is very, very important to bring that back everywhere in the world, not necessarily in the same form. It is a very culturally rich celebrations and things which is very, Indianesque. That's a different matter, but every culture needs to create that in their own way, as it's suitable for them, because the masculinization of the world, like colonization, masculinization is also kind of colonization, where a woman feels ashamed of being feminine, she wants to be a man. That's happening. Women are showing their muscles. I'm not saying they shouldn't have muscles, but that is not their strength. Hello? Hello? Yes. That is not your strength, that is not the quality. You need muscles, you can grow some muscle, that's fine. So, why am I talking about Devi in the abode of Shiva? Because he is half man, half woman. The ideal man, one half of him is woman, another half of him is man. Immediately Western scholars say, oh, he's androgynous. That's not what we're talking about. A man who is neither a man nor a woman is no good. Hello? I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say this. I'm saying it's important, these two qualities which are two polarities of the physical world, masculine and feminine. You can call it whatever, positive, negative, yin, yang, this, that, whatever. Essentially, you're talking about the two polarities of physical nature. If these two polarities, when we say polarities or poles, they must stick to their positions. Hello? Suppose North Pole wants to go on a vacation to South Pole, disaster on the planet, isn't it? And it's happening, North Pole is melting. Where will it go? It'll go to the equator and then go to South Pole one day. This is a disaster unfolding because poles or polarities means they must hold their position. Only if they hold their position, there is a balance. This goes for the planet, this goes for human beings, goes for every creature, this goes for the whole cosmos. That physical world is created with a little tension between the two polarities. Without that, there is no physicality. Physicality will die. But we are going in many different ways, that's okay, but the important thing is when we say Shiva, we are talking about half man, half woman. This doesn't mean that he was belonging to a certain community. It means that the only way life can be complete is by carrying the two polarities equally within oneself, around oneself, in every possible way. Only then there is life. Physical life is only possible between two polarities, otherwise it's not really possible. You can intellectually, mentally, you can make up many things, but physically there has to be polarities, otherwise there's no existence, whether it's the planet or the cosmos or our lives, whichever way we look at it. Otherwise, we will be confused about everything in so many ways. This happened, can I? Because ladies are getting all boosted, I thought I'll joke about them a little bit. So, this happened in New Zealand. New Zealand, anybody? I chose a faraway place so that I could joke. There was a young lady who had blonde hair. Anybody blonde? No, I'm not joking about the blondes. She had blonde hair. One day she decided that she will dye her hair jet black. And she did just that. And she was driving on the countryside and then a shepherd was having his whole flock cross the street or the road. And she stopped. And she looked at all the sheep, when they're all together, you've seen that one? When they're all together, they're going. And she looked at that and she was very fascinated and she called the shepherd. He came and he said, see, if I guess how many sheep you have in your flock, can I have one? He laughed and said, by all means, how can you guess? She… 1,332. I said, how did you guess this? That's the number I have. Lala, it doesn't matter, you have to give me one. Can I choose? You can choose, he said. So she went and picked up one and put it in the car. Then the shepherd said, if I can guess what is the original color of your hair, if I can guess what is the original color of your hair, can I have my dog back? Life, you know. I'm just trying to balance the polarities. So, bringing this balance within our system, very important, because without balance there is no clarity. When you're like this, there is no clarity. When you're balanced, there is clarity. When there is clarity, when you see everything just the way it is, life is a play, whatever. In terms of situations, life can throw whatever it wants. Nobody can decide. Hello? Can you decide what life will throw at you? It can throw anything. It can throw a party for you, it can throw a disaster at you, it can throw, most fantastic relationships, it can throw divorce at you, it can throw death at you, it can throw disease at you, hello? It could throw anything at you. But how you hit it depends on how balanced you are and how clearly you see it, hello? This is something most people, generally they're not aware of, not always, but these days, the sports, what do you call this? Sports science, is it? What do you call that? They're approaching every sport scientifically. What is that? Sports science, is it? Huh? Something like that. I think there's another term for that, whatever it is. So now they are looking at everything, but most of the sport is determined by how quickly you can see it. If I can see something a millisecond faster than you, then I will be better at that sport than you are. It's not just the skill, it's not the practice, it's not how much you know about the game. You saw it a couple of milliseconds faster, quicker, earlier than somebody else. It's a world of difference in most of the games. You saw it little later, well, it's gone by you. So, this is true with life also, that how quickly you see it depends on how clearly you're seeing things. We're not talking about just physical vision. In sport, it's physical vision, but with life, it's not just physical vision. Seeing means you see situations a little ahead of somebody and suddenly everything is easy, isn't it? If you see it after it hits you, then it's hard. And most people see it only after it hits them. Most people don't even see it after it hits them, they think something happened. If it hits them, they think God is angry with me. People come and ask me this, Sadhguru, continuously these things are happening in my life, Sadhguru, you think God is angry with me? I thought generally he's happy with idiots. Because, no, I don't want to go there, okay. We are always busy giving reasons and explanations for everything rather than understanding the more clearly we see life, the better we live. Better or a wonderful or a beautiful life means what? Better life means people think you got a lottery and you found the man who just listens to you. Better life, he must listen to you, he must do exactly what you want. Oh, our life is so wonderful, we have everything that we want. People talk about this. And my husband is so loving and nice and sweet, he doesn't even forget my birthday. This is the idea of a wonderful life. So the moment you make this your wonderful life, you will not even light the basic fuse of your life, you will go unlit. Because comfort, physical, psychological, emotional comfort, if you think that is the wonderful life, you won't light up. Because now you think lighting up means fire. Who wants to catch fire? But if you don't catch fire, you don't light up. If you don't light up, you don't see. Do you see fire and light are very connected? Hello? The reason why you can see during the day is something up there that you call as sun is burning. Hello? Burning. Seriously burning, isn't it? If it doesn't burn, suppose it was comfortable. Because there are stories in India about how sun and moon got married and they lived well ever after. In case such a thing happens if human romance gets extended that far and sun and moon got married and both of them went to bed, end of it, isn't it? So, I want you to carefully define your life at this stage in your life. For whatever reason, you got trapped with me. At this stage in your life, you must redefine what is a wonderful life. I will not do that for you, that would be very cruel. Because you will go home and tell your husband and wife and children and parents and they will all come after me, murderers. Because a life that is lit and burning bright is a wonderful life for me. But if you're burning that hot and that lit, you can see through everything around you. If you see through everybody around you, you cannot be in many things that you are in right now. Hello? Certain sweet nothings are needed, hello? Which don't mean a damn thing, but it's sweet. Needed, isn't it? Hello? Because still life is being dominated by body, thought, emotion. When your life is still being dominated by physicality, psychological nature and the emotion or the juicy part of psychology, then certain lies are needed, otherwise how can you live? Come on, tell me, be honest about it. Hello? If everything is chuk chuk chuk, you can't live there, isn't it? You need little… I'm not saying it's wrong, it's just it's fine, but it's limited. How long do you do limited things in your life? Whether you want to do it till the moment you reach your deathbed, or you want to do it till you're 30, or you want to do it till you're 40 or 50 or 60 or 160, is a choice that you should make. It's not for me to tell you when, but somewhere you should make a choice that, well, because right now body is strong, we have to make up certain things. Because right now our thoughts are running away in a certain way, we have to make up certain things. Because right now our emotions are made like this, if somebody is not always mo to us, we will feel lost. Hello? See, when you were a 2-year-old child, when you're beginning to understand language and feeling it, if your mother told you, this is it, this is the untruth, this is the truth, come on, that would be cruel. Hello? Oh, say, it's okay, Mama, don't worry, Boo-boo, I'll get you the moon tomorrow morning. Hello? She had to say those things, isn't it? You think it's wrong? No, she's just looking at the need of the child and catering to that thing. In India, mothers will give one mouthful to the moon, one mouthful to the child. It is absolutely wonderful that a child believes that the moon is eating with me and both of them eating, and he's happy and he eats. And when he's looking up at the moon, she'll keep on mixing more and more and more. So, I'm not trying to obliterate all the simple beauty of life, it's needed. But how long do you want to be fed like this? That you must decide, depending on what is your lifespan, okay? Suppose there are some of you who have 10,000 years, 100,000 years, I don't know. How old are you? Yeah. Don't say that. Because when you wear antique jewelry, I'm thinking you may be 360 years old. Probably at that time it was in vogue and you're still wearing the same thing and… So, how long do I do a certain thing in my life is your decision. You must, every one of you must, because it's a limited amount of time. Whatever is your limit, I don't know. I know my limits very well. Your limits you must fathom and see what is the time limit you have and when should you shift your definition of what is a wonderful life. You can't be holding the same definition that you made up when you were 16 years of age. Hello? Hello? Because at 16, your intelligence was hijacked by your hormones and you were… suddenly everything was looking different, you couldn't make out what is what. Hello? Yes or no? See, you were 10, 11, you looked at everybody looked the same. Suddenly you're 14, 15, suddenly every bump on the body is looking like a cosmos by itself. Hello? Yes or no? So, how long do you take to come out of that and look at life the way it is? How long? And then after that part starts fading a little bit, then other things in the world of you wanting to look bigger than somebody else, richer than somebody else, you want your car longer than somebody else, you want your house bigger than somebody else. When will you grow out of those things and look at life for what it is? Because whatever you gather, including your body, can only facilitate certain things socially in terms of survival. It will never ever enhance your life. Life will not get enhanced. Life will not get enhanced with any kind of accumulation. Your accumulations and the life process are two different things. You can enhance your social status, your thing on the whatever, like I think that I almost uttered a name, so let me stop. So, am I the richest man in the world? Am I the biggest man in the world? Are my muscles bigger than yours? My house is bigger than yours, my thing is bigger than yours, this, that, whatever nonsense. How long will these things matter to you? When will you become absolutely life-oriented, not being something other than others? This is an inflection point you must determine. If you're not ready right now, you must at least say, maybe in the next 2 years I'll be there, 3 years I'll be there, or 130 years later I will be there. Whatever is your span, I don't even want to decide your lifespan. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what kind of a freak you are? You may live more than a human being. I will not even take a call on that, but you must decide where is the inflection point for me from being lost in my physicality, in my psychological structures, in my emotions and my social stuff. When will I really become life-oriented? This is something you must take a call. When am I ready for that? Generally, there is a there is a kind of a culture that you turn spiritual when you can't do anything else properly. When you get so old, when you can't stand up or sit down or walk straight, then you must become spiritual because the body is giving up. Well, if you cannot even sit or stand properly, that means you have become in many ways disabled, all right? Tell me, when you're disabled, is it the best time to climb the peaks of your consciousness? Or when you're still enabled, you should do it? Because even if you're willing, what's around you may not cooperate. Because when you're disabled, you may badly need something, a walking stick or a helper or something. Somebody needs to take care of you. At that time, where is… See, once body is giving you trouble, it will become the sole focus of your life, yes or no? Why being healthy is important is so that you can keep the body aside, not to glorify the body, but you can keep it aside, not be bothered about it, because it's well, everything is working. What is there to do about it? If it's… the moment it's ill, your whole focus will be about it. I can do this to you right now. Suppose we just take a small pin and put it into you, all right? Now we will talk about the glories of Shiva. Just a small pin, hello? These days you're used to taking a lot of needle stuff, all right, to the pandemic. You've taken many pokes. So what is the big deal? No, life doesn't work like that. One small pin, everything will be right there, isn't it? Yes or no? You can't focus on anything else. So the idea of health and well-being is, if I sit here, no sense of body. That's the thing. Health and fitness is not about going on showing like this. Fitness and health means your body is not an issue, you can throw it around, no problem. That's the idea. It'll allow you to live. It works as a platform, otherwise it'll become the main focus of your life. So, this happened. A newly married man, anybody? No, because when I say New Zealand, somebody stood up, so I thought, there may be a newly married man. Newly married man one day came home little early in the afternoon. The young wife, she came out in her sexiest possible nightie and she said, "Tie me up, do whatever you want." He looked at her, he immediately tied her up, picked up his golf kit and went golfing. See, anytime it'll change, you know. The focus will shift in life. So before everybody around you shifts, you better shift. Hello? Either we learn to celebrate something or to abuse something. It's not needed. The important thing is to look at everything for what it is, what it can do, what it cannot do. Some people are glorifying physicality, some people are saying, put it down and bury it somewhere. Well, both have not worked, both will turn ugly, isn't it? I'm getting a lot of flack from a whole lot of people because yesterday or day before I tweeted, you saw the tweet? I said, let not the… this is about… there is a woman was killed in Iran because she did not wear her head scarf properly. That is, little bit of her blonde or jet black hair was showing, whichever one it was. So, they picked her up and I don't know, they might have beaten her to death. She died. And protests are going on everywhere. All these Iranian women have been appealing to me, Sadhguru, please say something, say something. I would have anyway said, I was just thinking whether they will fight or it'll just blow over. You never know. So then I tweeted, I said, let not the religious and the lecherous decide how a woman should dress. Let her decide how she should dress. One set of people are seeing how every millimeter of her body should be covered. Another set of people are looking at how they can reduce her clothes to millimeters. Both are happening, unfortunately. This is all, different interest groups. Different interest groups. Why can't women have enough sense to decide by themselves what is appropriate for them, how they should dress? Hello? So, no, before I say something which is too controversial, please say it. See, in the Hindu heaven, women are dressed very sexy. At least the artwork shows, they're dressed really sexy. But in some other heavens, they're dressed from head to toe. So I'm saying even out there, it's only the man's mind which determines how you're dressed. So, this is why it is important to bring a balance between masculine and feminine, not between male and female, between masculine and feminine, so that we understand these are just two parts of life which needs to function in a certain way without friction. Right now we are looking at male and female or masculine and feminine as if they're two separate species and always they're at conflict, we have to do conflict resolution, we must do counseling. Why? Well, it is naturally there is a certain level of attraction, so people are coming together. After that, what is the mess? After that, the mess is you have unrealistic expectations of the other all the time. Don't nod your head, ma, from both sides I'm saying. Ah, Sadhguru understands my husband, yes. From both ends. From both ends, people who claim they love each other are doing terrible things to each other all the time. Hello? I'll take back all the time, a whole lot of time. Not all the time. If it was all the time, it would be over. So this is happening because there is no clarity about what I am, what the other person is, what it is. It is not only in male-female relationship, among human beings, as individual people, as communities, as societies, as nations, as race, as religion or whatever nonsense. In whichever way you have broken humanity into a million different pieces, nobody seems to have the necessary clarity to see what is the other group or other person. Simply going on with our own stuff. And this is not the question of… See, it's not about whether there is violence in the world. Yes, it's a deep concern because our ability to cause violence has been so empowered, multiplied manifold over, so in that sense it's a concern. Or even if you are using a stick or a stone or a sword, it's still a concern because it hurts somebody. But more important than that is how much life is gone, how much human potential and life potential is just wasted and squandered thinking about how I can do this or that to somebody else, whether it's love or war, both. It's about doing something to somebody. This is just taking away human potential and possibilities. Well, at different stages in life, different requirements are there, we are not against it, it's perfectly fine. But we are perpetuating certain things because we have not found anything else better. Ladies, it's okay, I can say something? You won't get all the women of the world against me. See, I've seen in the airports especially, maybe because they're traveling alone, I don't know, there are women carrying this sized teddy bears. They don't have a child with them. When I see this, I think maybe they got a child. No, it's their own teddy bear that they just probably bought in the airport or somewhere else. And it's like, see, this was okay. When you're 4 or 5 years of age, we allow you that. You're 35 and you're carrying a teddy bear. It's a little… Yesterday I was talking to a member of the parliament who comes from Norway. He said… he invited me, he said he showed me a picture of some remote part of Norway where they have set up some seed bank, because this was about safe soil discussion and they came to meet us about this for Norway. and they've set up a seed bank. They said this is like the Noah's Ark. All the seeds we are accumulating in this place just in case if there's a nuclear holocaust or an asteroid hit us or whatever happened and species got destroyed, we will have this seed that we can put it back. And then he went on to say here, what was the number he said? Something, there are some 1,500 and odd people in that whole region, and there are some 6,000 or something polar bears. Then I looked at him and asked, which one are you? So, if life is about… See, for all other creatures, I'm trying to inform you because how many of you are still having doubts about whether evolution happened on this planet or not? American people, I'm asking you. Hello? Lindsay, you're creation or evolution? Still evolving or… No, well, most of you may not understand this, still there is a debate in America whether the world was created in 7 days, 6 days, or it happened over millions of years. There is still a serious debate going on. Still certain schools are still teaching that it all happened in 6 days. Okay? So that's why I checked in case there are any creation theory people. So, I'm saying all of you have been through that phase where your life was just about eating and breeding and, getting old and dying. One day sleeping, when you were a polar bear, you were sleeping 6 months a year. It was okay. Hello? When you were a polar bear, it was all right, you slept for 4 to 6 months, it was okay. All you did was eat well and breed, it was okay. Now I'm just reminding you, you have evolved, it's been a long time. It's time to look and explore at the human possibilities. Hello? We still have a little bit of animal in us. Nothing wrong because that is the nature of life, that's how we've happened. Because it didn't happen in 6 days. It happened slowly, so still some parts of animal is there in us. But we have been given enough brain and enough consciousness, enough awareness to sit here and think through whatever we have. Hello? Yes or no? If you're willing, you can actually… It's not like somebody has more brain than you. Yes, for certain things it's true, but for enhancing the life quality, all of us have the intelligence to do it. It's just that because we already have a definition of what is a wonderful life, which was formed when you were 14 and flush with… Hello? You were simply flushing for nothing. These definitions were formed at that time and they are still being carried instead of redefining. Many of you have… life has forced you to redefine. That's not the way. You must sit down and redefine according to your intelligence and capability. Hello? Yes or no? Yes. You must sit down according to your present level of intelligence, wisdom that you have. You must redefine what is a wonderful life. If you do not change the definition, well, we will fall into the same thing. 2 days we will do this and that. When we get excited, we come to Kashi and then fall back into the same thing. If you do not know this, in this country, people came to Kashi towards the end of their life and they never went back. You know this? You? Oh, Sadhguru, tomorrow I'm flying back. It's okay, but I'm saying in some way, it doesn't matter, you can go back to wherever you're going, but you shouldn't go away from a tower of light, isn't it? Hello? You can go away from the city, that's okay. But you shouldn't move away from light, because moving away from light means moving away from clarity. Moving away from being able to see, that's what it means. So you don't move away from Kashi, because Kashi is not a town, Kashi is not a temple, Kashi is an aspiration. Either it is found conscious aspiration or unconsciously you're aspiring, but every human being is aspiring in some way to become a tower of light, isn't it? Knowingly or unknowingly, everybody is aspiring to become a Kashi. So here we are. I'll allow you a few questions before we… But what time did you eat? Huh? I know, 1:30, but how much and when will you be somewhat hungry? I'm waiting for that moment. We'll go through some questions and then we will see. It's 5:15. Yes, whoever, please take the microphone.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru.
Where are you? Yep.
Yeah. I'm Meera from
Little,
Goa.
if you can hold it this way, yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I'm Meera from Goa. My question is, you said the feminine is dying, and being
No, I didn't say feminine, I was not talking about the fanny.
No, feminine.
I meant feminine, MM.
Sorry. My question is, what do you exactly mean by feminine? Because feminism is defined in so many ways outside that I'm, as a woman, confused. Like, what exactly is feminine now?
We are not talking about ism, I was just talking about a certain aspect of creation which we are a part of. The way life has formed itself. Is it true? It has happened. Are you a natural birth for your mother? Hello? Yes? Because you're from Goa, you didn't descend. That's good. That's good to know. So you're a natural birth for your mother. You know how this happens, all right? So without a masculine and feminine, you wouldn't be born, yes? Without these two polarities, would you be born? Unless you're a very unnatural birth? Hello? Natural birth means it happened that way. So now you can either glorify it or you can make it filthy. It's your choice, but both are not good. This is how life happens. It's neither glorious nor filthy. That's how it is. Now, among one set of people, they do glorification of this. Another set of people see it as a sin and make it filthy. These are two tactics to control you, two strategies to keep you in control. Let me not go into the detail of this because this is not the time for that. But glorification and making it filthy are not two different things, it's the same trick. It's the same trick. Some people openly want to attract you towards something, some people want you to be attracted to the forbidden fruit. Both ways, queue will form. That's all that'll happen. So this is the same thing, two levels of marketing, okay? If there was no marketing, people would go according to their inclinations. Everybody does not have the same level of need, Everybody does not have the same level of drive to every aspect of life. Different people have different levels of drive, accordingly they would arrange themselves. But if everybody arranges their life according to their own inclinations, how the hell will we control them? And if we don't control them, how the hell is there any power in anybody's hand? So, I will leave that part. But you are asking, what is feminine? But you are connecting it to what is feminism. Feminism is a ill-thought-out reaction to the exploitation that's happened for hundreds of years. Yes, barely thought-out reaction which gets them into worse place than they were before, gives them some physical freedom, but in many ways it traps them into many things. That is a reaction to continuous exploitation by religious doctrine, by social norms, by even political rules. Everything was made in such a way that a woman is kept below. You can't believe this. What was the year? What was the year that in America women got their franchise? No. No. When was it? Somewhere more recent. You sure? Okay, in 1920. So till then they had no franchise. What's the thinking? Don't just look at it as a political event, okay, they didn't have franchise, they got it in 20, let's celebrate. But I'm asking, before 20, what was the thinking, I'm asking. Obviously you are not human, hello? Because you're just my rib. Hello? You're just one piece of bone. So, bone you can suck on it and when the meat is done you can throw it. That's a bone, isn't it? You know, you eat ribs? Not you, people eat ribs, all right. Rib is mostly bone, little bit flesh. So I'm saying that is the thinking. It's all coming from that level of thinking. So these things have happened because we are only looking at social dominance. We are not looking at life for what it is. When the rest of the world thought you're a piece of bone, here we thought you're a goddess, at least. Now, the reason why we made a woman into a goddess is because there is a physical inequality, naturally. Today you may not notice it because wherever you came from, you came flying, you didn't notice it. If you had to come on a horseback or a donkey or a bullock cart or walking, you would notice the difference between a man and a woman, yes or no? Now you flew because of technology, because of development, now you can't make out. He also flies, I also fly, what's the big deal? But if we had to come walking or on a horseback, clearly there would be a distinction, most women wouldn't make it. Not just because of physicality, the dangers on the road wouldn't allow her to reach here. This is how the world was. Because of that, because there is a physical inequality, she had to be psychologically, emotionally raised to another place. This is the wisdom of the culture that they saw. Because there is no physical equality, if you don't raise her in some other way, she'll get crushed naturally and eaten up by somebody. So, these things have been looked at with certain clarity, not in terms of who can dominate the situation, not in terms of who is bigger than whom, in terms of how to make life happen in an even keel, in a balanced way. This is not feminism, this is not thinking about women or men, this is about just looking at life for what it is. So, when I talk about feminine, I'm definitely not talking about feminism, because the important thing is to look at how life can happen with least amount of friction in the best possible way, rather than thinking who is superior to whom. The moment you think you're superior to somebody, you are in mess with them, yes or no? Whoever they are, male, female, whatever nonsense they are. The moment you think I'm superior to you, there is a mess that you cannot avoid. You're going to get into it. Who is going to get hurt is just a question of time. So, you don't try to identify what is my feminism. Don't do that. You may be a woman, but may be very masculine, it's fine with us. Hello? If that's how you are, but is it socially cultivated or is that how you are? That is something you must see very clearly. Are you behaving the way you're behaving because of somebody's culture, somebody constantly trying to mold you, or is it a natural expression of who you are? If you look at that, you will find that. If I say, this is your feminism, this kind of body parts are feminine, this kind of body parts are masculine, no. This kind of body parts are male, this kind of body parts are female, but not feminine and masculine. The difference is you are misunderstanding the fundamental nature with the manifestations that have happened. They're different. Hey, the men are desperately raising their hands for a chance. What are you doing? Okay.
Namaskaram.
I think it's been taken seriously about being a goddess.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I lost my mom I lost my mom 1 month back. I'm going to say it, okay? So it was sudden, and all my spiritual learning, everything that I did, nothing is working.
It's not working.
No. The death book I read, everything, Sadhguru, I did, nothing is working. I cannot cope, Sadhguru. Please help.
Well, if somebody says they lost their mother, we are not going to say it's okay. Of course, nobody wants to lose their mothers. However old they were, because of a certain kind of… I'm saying it's the first relationship in our life. Even when you don't know who the hell you are, what you are, just the feel and smell of the mother connected us to that. So it's of immense value, but at the same time, when you were a child, when you were 3 months of age, you want to stay in her lap. The moment you're 3 years, you don't want to stay in her lap, you want to run all over the place. Hello? By the time you're 10, 3 times in a day you think of your mother. Lot of them by the time they're 30, once in 3 days maybe. Depends if they are living a good life or a bad life. If they're living badly, they think of their mothers all the time. If they're living very well, so, can I say a joke? It's okay. Hello? So, there was a couple who had their only daughter. How many of you are only daughters? Only daughters, okay? All these are… be wary of them, these are all heavily pampered females. Only daughter means heavily pampered females. So, and then after all this, Parents, especially fathers, never think there's a single man on the planet who's fit for their daughter. Hello? So after so much searching and all kinds of filters, they put them through to astrological filter, to social filter, financial filter, filter. At the end of it, a man won't exist. After doing all those filters, they found one man, he was not very good. But the girl said, no, I'm going to marry this guy because these filters may go on till I'm 80. So they got married and they went on a honeymoon. They went away to Caribbean islands, dangerous place, you know. There are knife-wielding drug dealers and all kinds of people. Drunkards, drug addicts who could kill you and do this. Of course, they're fine beaches, but that's another matter. Then they went on honeymoon and 24 hours, no message from the girl. Father is jittery, he's walking around like when she was just about to be born, he was walking around like this in the hospital. Like that, he's walking up and down 24 hours, no message, 48 hours, no message, 72 hours, no message. And by the time it's fourth day, he said, we should go. We should go to Caribbean islands and see what the hell is happening, what is happening. Our girl, she's with that horrible man, she's gone and… Mother was happy in the kitchen doing her stuff and she said, "Just John, don't worry, just relax, what's it?" I would be worried if she was sending messages every day. If she's sending messages every day, obviously something wrong out there. She forgot about us and that's the best thing. Hello? When you get married, man or woman, in some way you must forget your childhood life. Otherwise you'll never live a complete life there. It doesn't mean you're not grateful for people who raised you, you're not… you know, that's not the point. The point is, when you move from one phase of life to another, in some way you must keep one thing aside. Otherwise, you will breed terrible mother-in-laws who are all over the place. Yes. So, I'm telling you, even when you were 2 years of age, when you just found your feet, you wanted to get off your mother's lap, yes or no? If she only held you to her breast even when you're 8, would you want it? She would break away, isn't it? Hello? When you're 2 months, well, you wanted that badly. So we must understand life, need to move. And at least your mother and my mother, and fortunately for most of us, they did not exit when we were 2 months old. It's a big fortune. When we badly needed them, they were there. Now that you've grown up, standing on your feet, they're going, they must go when it's their time. We don't wish them that they should go, but it's natural process that they must go, isn't it? This happened. I have told you this many times, but because you've forgotten, I'm reminding you. A rich man built a wonderful house. Wonderful house means you don't know how many rooms are there. Because there are more rooms than you can use. Hey, you know what that is. That's a wonderful house where slowly spiders will do well. And in India, there's a culture, when they build a wonderful house, they will invite either a sage or a seer or a yogi to come and bless their home. So they invited a yogi. Mistake, number one. Because they should have invited a very commercial person who will come and do dum and everything and go. They invited a yogi and he came. They welcomed him, not like a yogi, like a king, they welcomed him. You see how people are trying to welcome me, I thought you heard. Like that, because when you do welcomes like that, some people will start believing they are a king. Not me, I have no such issues. So they welcomed him like a king, but he's a yogi, he went and sat there. They did all the things that traditionally is done when a yogi comes home and everything. They served a sumptuous meal, because he eat one meal a day, he ate well. And then the time to leave has come, that is the time when the couple come for a blessing, husband and wife. If you have not seen, especially if they're Tamil couple, others have forgotten. How many Tamil people? Oh. If you see Tamil couple coming for a blessing even with me, they will come and generally men don't know which is which. Or normally women are confused about right and left. But with this one thing you will see, they know very well which is right and left, which is the left side of their husband, which is the right side of their husband. They know this very well, Tamil women. Others have slowly forgotten. So they will come like this, if the husband is this side and she'll immediately adjust the direction. Because when they bow down, they want to bow down together, she on the left side, he on the right side to receive the blessing, because the Hindu scriptures say, without your wife, you cannot go to heaven. Those sexy women are only for dancing. But without your ardhangi, as it is called, ardhangi means she's one half of you, without her, they didn't say it's better. She's half, they said. You are thinking you're better. See, that's a sad story. If you have a husband who is less than you, how to live with him? So, they came for a blessing. Yogi raised his hands and said, first let your father die, then you die, then your children die. Both of them woke up and said, what is this? They looked at each other, what's happening here? Then the man found his voice and said, we treated you like a king, we welcomed you, we served you food, we did everything. Now you're saying, first my father should die, then I should die, then my children should die. What is this rubbish about? The yogi looked very surprised. Did I say something wrong? Is it nice if you die before your father? Is it nice? No. Is it nice if your children die before you? That's something we don't want to see, isn't it? Your father dies or your mother dies, then you die, then your children die. Everything is in natural order of life. This is how life should happen. Hello? Now about your mother dying, maybe she could have lived for another 20 years, that's your thing. 20 is enough or 100? But after 20, would you let her go joyfully? No. You would anyway make a mess out of it, so it doesn't matter when she leaves. It matters to her life. For you, whether she leaves today or 10 years later, 20 years later, you anyway going to make a mess out of yourself. Well, if she left when you're still a child, that is unfortunate. Because that is a time when you need your mother. But now you're a grown-up adult, when she leaves, matters to her life, but should not matter to your life. Well, are we going to miss her? Yes. Will we cherish her or grieve her is our choice, isn't it? Why is your mother valuable to you? Because in many ways she's been sweet and wonderful to you. If she was horrible to you, it doesn't matter she's mother or grandmother, you will hate her. Yes or no? There are many sweet moments that makes you like this. So your choice is this, will you bring back those sweet moments into your memory and cherish this person who's made you in many ways, at least a part of you is made because of her. If not the whole of you, at least a part of you is because of her. Will you cherish this person? Will she be a source of joy for you? Or will you make it in such a way she is the source of misery in your life? This is your choice. If you want to honor her, she must be the source of joy in your life. If you want to debase her, she must be the source of pain in your life. Hey, this guy is lazy, huh? You must go a little deeper and give it to them also.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. How Kashi Vishwanath Jyotirlinga is unique? Do they use copper or mercury or prana pradikshta consecration? So can I just talk about Kashi Vishwanath Jyotirlinga? Thank you so much.
It is… what is the word? What is the word? I'm forgetting the legal word for this. It's sub judice. It is sub judice, and that too, today is the hearing in the local court. Maybe it's already done, we don't know the ruling. Today, I think. 22nd, yes, yesterday. But it's sub judice still, so I cannot make a comment on that. And because this is being webcast, I forgot I'm being webcast. See, this is my problem. I thought I'm just talking to just a hall full of loonies and I can say whatever I want, but it's being on www, the three worlds it's reaching, and I don't know what all they're doing, already taking small pieces of the videos. Sub judice.
Lately, the more I see…
No, the microphone works only near the mouth. Though you're speaking from your heart, it doesn't work like that.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. Lately, in me, the more I see, the more I know that I have no idea what to do or how to do, and I don't even know why I do certain things and why I don't do certain things. And if I can use your own phrase, there was one thing they always wanted, to be a yogi in marketplace. Or if you ask me now, I don't even know if that's the case. If I have to put it in words, what should I do? I have no idea what to do, so what should I do?
First, you must hand over the microphone. There are a lot of people in this country who just don't know what to do, but they're always on the microphone. So It's all right. It's all right, you use the microphone to ask a question, but that's it. After that, microphone is dangerous with a man who doesn't know what to do, isn't it? So, what should I do? See, at certain moments, everybody is like this, they're a bit honest. But now, if I tell you, okay, you do this, this and this, by tomorrow morning, you would have found how you cannot do those things. So, little more, I really do not know should mature and culture within you. It should enter every cell in your body. Then if you come, I have a solution for you. Because all those idiots who think they must become a doctor when they're 5 years of age, because somebody has told them such a thing, are bloody idiots. At least you don't know what to do. It's a very good thing. Maybe socially not very good thing. Your family doesn't think it's a very good thing. A whole lot of people… You married? Huh? But you don't know what to do. So, she will not like it that you don't know what to do. So for all those circumstances, you must pretend like you know what you're doing, all right? But if you are a genuine human being, you are not some macho nonsense, you're a genuine human being, nobody knows what to do. Only when you really know that you don't know what to do with this life, that's when you become a real seeker. You start seeking, what is this about? Oh, by the time you're 12, 13, you know what to do. I want to become an astronaut, I want to become this, I want to become that. This is just social rubbish. If you were a caveman, what would you be thinking? I want to kill this, I want to kill that. Hello? So, nobody really knows what to do, because when you don't know what you are, how do you know what to do? Hello? When you don't know the nature of your existence, how do you know what should be the nature of your action? If you know, you're either a nutcase or a bloody fool. You don't know. That's when you become a seeker. Genuinely, you don't know. Not just saying, I don't know because you're confused right now about something. No, not like that. Today you're confused about something that you wanted to do, it's not working. See, you wanted to do this, yogi in a marketplace business. Either the marketplace collapsed or the yoga collapsed. Now you don't know what to do. No, that's not what I'm talking about. You genuinely don't know what to do with this life, because you don't know. Hello? Because you don't know what it is, first of all. When you don't know what this is, how do you know what to do with this? So if you come to that kind of I do not know, then I have an answer for you, a powerful answer, which is life-transforming answer. But if you're just confused because marketplace is not working for you, you struggle in the marketplace. That's your business, all right? Or you don't know whether you should continue yoga or not, okay, struggle even more. Because when you don't know what it is doing to you, to get up in the morning every day and do it, it's quite a torture. You need some torture probably. But if you genuinely don't know, what do I do with this life? What is this about? If such a question has come, don't kill that question with some silly answer. Deepen the question. When the question becomes very profound, don't worry, I'm there for you. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter where you are. Normally, I leave everybody like that, I don't give assurances, but I'm telling you, if you genuinely come to such a question within you, doesn't matter which part of the world you are, I am there, right there next to you, 100%.
Namaskar.
Anybody, please take the mic.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru.
Hello. No.
Okay, you can go first.
Gentle
Namaskar.
lady, she's a gentle lady. I mean, not a gentleman, that's why. All right.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I'm Tapesh from Jaipur. So my question was regarding Kashi, that you mentioned that Kashi is above the ground and a lot of physical destruction happened. So has it impacted the energy body of Kashi? And I saw you in the morning giving instructions to the Kashi Vishwanath temple team. Are you planning to rebuild Kashi?
It is sub judice. This is trouble from Rajasthan. No, we thought there are too many bare walls entering the temple because it was built in a rush for a certain time. And after all, government engineers and architects designed it. It is not the ancient temple that it was, the one that comes from the riverside, from the ghat, is a lot of bare walls, it's looking like a government building. So I thought we will do some metal art work on that, we will see. Because you've got an artist's beard, if you are capable, please come and spend some time. We could look at that. No rebuilding of Kashi because… Well, there was another question to that. See, I've said this about, I don't know, many of you, too many new faces, you may not know these things, but probably, I'm not sure, right now, how many of you have this Mystics Musings book? Ooh, not bad. Okay. Anyway, we are working right now to add content to the Mystics Musings because that was done 25 years ago. So, normally I can't read what I have written and can't listen to what I have spoken generally. So, for the first time I'm reading because we need to add appropriate material in between and nearly 100% addition is going to happen most probably. The book will become over 1,000 pages. You can't carry it like this. So, it may take some time, but probably sometime next year it is possible. So, as a part of this, because for the first time I'm reading the book and I'm finding it quite exciting because… Hello? How did you find it? Because this was 25 years ago, I didn't know what I spoke at that time. So, one aspect was about how the dhyana linga that you see today is actually not needed, we could have removed it. Is it there? Yes. Because it was only used as a scaffolding. See, right now, to put this roof up, they would have used the scaffolding. If you came here when the hotel was being constructed, there would be pipes and pipes and pipes holding this concrete block up. Once it became strong enough, they removed that, now it is there. So if you kept the scaffolding, you couldn't use this hall properly, all of you would be sitting behind all kinds of steel poles. Yes? So that's what a scaffolding means, it is needed only when you're consolidating the structure. Once the consolidation has happened, you can remove the structure. But in the case of the building, we will remove it because it will impede our ability to use the hall, so we will take it away. But in the case of these kind of structures, we don't remove it because people still go by their visual perception. They can't simply sit there and feel it, they still need to see something. There have to be cultural elements, there have to be traditional processes and other things, otherwise they won't be able to. If you come into a temple and there is nothing inside, you will wonder, where is it? Nothing to see, I mean to say. So, we leave the scaffolding so that people can see, because out of these five perceptions that you have, for most normal human beings, when I say normal, I mean to say socially screwed up human beings. Hello? Because they are the majority. Or let me take back the normal word, and you will allow me to take back the word? I'll say majority of the human beings, they're normal or not is up to you. For them, nearly 65% of their perception is visual. Then other things significantly lower. But if you make yourself really sensitive, if you become a yogi, you're practicing yoga, if you become a yogi, the biggest sense perception is touch. If you sit here, this is why always close your eyes, because if you're seeing, it is all distorted images that you're getting. If you close your eyes, you touch things. Life touches you in so many ways. So the more you enhance your energies, the more intense your energies become, you will see the reversal of the ratio of proportions that we have for sense perception. Right now this is 65, now this will start reversing itself. If that sense of touch becomes 65 to 70, then you don't have to look at anything. If you close your eyes, you just put your hand out like this, you know who is here, who is not here, just like that. Like if you go into… at one time I was like that, I destroyed my olfactory system to some extent. I'm still normal, but when I was at a certain stage in my life, if I walk into a hall, I would know who's here. Not because they're wearing a particular perfume or something, just like that. When I lived, I walked in the nights, I always chose to walk in the nights in the forest. No torchlight, no nothing, just by smell, like a wild animal. All the animals are mostly feeling their life. See, all the carnivores are… among their sense organs, sense of smell is the strongest. They are endowed with this because without that, they will not be able to trap the herbivorous animals, and that cycle of life needs to go on. So, I was just reading some newspaper comments about these 8 cheetahs were brought from Namibia to India because in 1970s they went extinct. They went extinct because cheetah hunting and cheetah pets were very popular among the the princes and the kings of the time always had cheetahs as pets, as hunting pets, that you could train them. I don't know, even in the television and everything, they're saying cats, but cheetah is actually a dog. Am I correct? Just look it up. Anyway, well, people are excited it's the fastest animal, but the problem with the carnivores is they're mainly determined by smell. Their ability to see and other things are not that good, but by smell they know where what is. After that they can see, but the first and the most important thing is smell, otherwise they will not know how to find it. The reason why dogs are being used even to trace down criminals and stuff is they can smell you out because it's a carnivorous animal. Okay. So, this process of reversal of proportions of senses is important, otherwise what you see is all there is there. Seeing is not believing for a yogi, because seeing is very deceptive. See, suppose, you sit here. Hey, I'm picking on you because you're right here, okay, not for any other reason. If I'm only seeing you with my eyes, oh, she's so happy. All the receptionists are so happy. Hello? All the air hostesses seem to be so happy. No. If you close your eyes and feel, you know who is who. So, seeing is very, very deceptive. Anybody can fool you if all you have is just this. Hello? Anything in the world can fool you. What looks fantastic may not be so fantastic, because you see it as it appears, because what you see is only a reflection. You know this? Light falls, reflects upon you, goes and forms an image, so it's just a reflection. That reflection can be jigged whichever way you want, and that is not the real nature of things. So, even in everybody's life, it is true, when you really want to see something, unknowingly you may… Hello? Happens? Maybe it's not very well developed in most people, but when you really want to see something, what's it? Happens, isn't it? Because somewhere you may not be conscious, but somewhere deep inside there's an instinct which tells you, by closing your eyes you may see better. Or another reason why you may be closing your eyes is you want to take away the visual distraction so that you can process your thought better. That may also be another reason, but that's a different process. But from vision being 65 to 70% of your senses, if you reverse it, if your sense of touch becomes that, nobody has to touch you. You are touched by everything just by being here. Everything touches you just by being here. Right now you sit here, there are 1,000 people in this hall, their breath at least must be touching you, isn't it? Hello? But you are not conscious, only if they elbow you, you know. So, this reversal of senses is important for you to understand or perceive certain aspects of life. So that's the reason why the scaffolding is not removed. Anyway, what it's been set up for anyway lives. But if we want to remove the scaffolding, it must be done in a gentle and nice way, not by an invader coming who wants to destroy it. He removes it. That's not the point. We must put back the scaffolding. It's sub judice, so it's not for me. we must put back the scaffolding. The Kashi itself does not depend on scaffolding, but people's emotion, people's connection with that depends on the scaffolding. So, for people, it's important, it must be put back. For Kashi, it is not important.
Namaskaram Sadhguru, I am Swapna from Fiji and I have a question
From where?
on Swapna from Fiji.
Fiji?
Fiji
Oh,
Islands,
okay.
yes. Namaskaram. I have a question on the quality of being feminine. As Navratri is coming in 1 or 2 days, I would like to know if it is okay for menstruating women to offer prayers in our homes while we are on our menstruation cycle, or is it okay to go to a temple and offer our prayers while we're on a cycle? Whether it is okay or not okay, and if you can shed some light on this, please. Thank you.
The Indian origin people in Fiji are still 2 centuries ago. When you went there from India, you're still in the same place. Other Indian women have moved on. See, you must understand this, why these things were spoken in the past. One important thing is, see, there was never a holiday for a woman. You must understand this. Even now in many homes it's still true. Today is a holiday for everybody, office and school break means a woman is working overtime, okay? Maybe man is pitching in a little bit today, but those days it wouldn't be so. And there was not just one woman in the house, generally there were multiple women because joint families and stuff. I've been in a joint family where there were over 400 people. So nearly about 150 plus women are there. So out of this, some are taking care of children, some are cooking, some are cleaning, some are doing things. Distribution of labor is happening because men go out and work in the fields and stuff, women take care of these things. And see, I know there are some feminists, but let us look at this sensibly without any prejudice. Tell me, as a woman, on those days of the month, would you like a break? Yes. Especially if it's hard physical work that you're doing. Hello? Yes. If it's very hard physical work, because everything was physical in those days. Cooking was not like, you put it in the microwave, not like that. There's cutting, grinding, lifting, bringing water, enormous amount of physical labor. So those days, they said, you don't enter the kitchen, you be. Now puja, worship you're talking about. See, in my grandfather's place and all that, puja room is like a third of this hall. Huge, there are so many gods to be satisfied. Yes, dozens and dozens of gods and goddesses. The day a woman is allotted to do puja, because different days, different women are allotted so that… because puja is a strenuous process. To do puja means you must take some special water, not just some muddy water from somewhere, special water from that part of the river. You carry it, bring it, clean the puja room, prepare all these things, put flowers, make the prasadam, this, that, a whole lot of work. Worship is not simply, okay, it was an elaborate process. So again, she got a break. If she's at that time of the month, she doesn't have to do it. So generally she was given break from everything because that's the only holiday she got in a month. There are no Sundays, Mondays, Fridays, nothing for her. Every day is on and on and on. At least when she's… in a way, a woman is molting when this is going on, something of the old is going away and something new is beginning to form in the system. And above all, women did not have periods every month in those days because they had children and they were nursing the children. So 2-3 years they wouldn't have… if they have periods, it's only for a few months and again they're pregnant and it will go on. In her life, from the age of 14 to 45 or whatever, if she delivers 5-6 children, she might have seen maybe a few dozen periods, I want you to know. I met a lady in Syria where after her first period when she was 13 plus, she's never had a period till she's 50 because she always had children and children continuously. No, you may say, oh my God, now. At that time, I want you to understand, even in the beginning of 20th century, the population on the planet was only 1.6 billion. Today definitely is, oh my God. All right? So if you look back 1,000 years ago, what was our population? It was in a few 100,000 across the planet. So there's not enough human beings, only wild animals everywhere. And they pick up your babies and go away whenever they want. Yes. How many people in the… before, let's say, 18th century or before 16th century in this country, how many families have lost their children to tigers? Just find out, the statistics are astounding. Because almost every family would have lost one child to the tigers. Today you're worshipping the tigers because their numbers have diminished. But when they were breeding well, they were just eating all over the place. There was enough wildlife, but people had to go into the forest for so many things and, suppose a mother and child goes into the forest to pick something, when the tiger comes, the child doesn't run as fast as the mother, so child goes. As it is happening with the wildlife, the older ones will run faster, the younger ones get caught, the same thing. If you look at the stats, it's astounding number of children picked up. So, most women did not have a few dozen periods in their life, or maybe let us say 100 periods in her entire reproductive life. So those days, they said, take a break. From cooking, from worship, from your man, from everything. But today that's not the case. For most of the time, women are not in a reproductive process, that is not needed. So now this period is being looked at as a big thing because it's happening every month. It was never happening every month for most healthy women. It was happening once in a way. So those days they said a break, don't have to do anything. Giving you freedom even not to pray is a tremendous relief. Hello? You don't have to cook for your family, you don't even have to serve God on that day, leave everybody alone, take care of yourself. Isn't it a wonderful process? We are looking at it from the wrong side of history, wrong side of times in which we are. So, you can go wherever you want.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru.
Where are you?
I'm Jasmini from Bangalore.
Mysore you must be, huh? Mysore Mallike. What is Bangalore Mallike? There's no such thing.
My question is, yesterday when we were coming back from the Kashi Vishwanath temple, we found the street, the exit path where we were coming out, it was full of garbage and a lot of filth. So we really didn't get a good feeling when we were coming out. So we were discussing internally with some of my friends that can we do something about this and, get involved, maybe beautify one street which is coming out of the temple. So what would be your advice and will you be able to support us?
If you don't know this, about nine years ago, when was the first time I came? Somebody knows the date? 9 or 10 years ago, when did I come? 2012, 10 years ago when I came, After seeing Kashi, I was in this hotel. That was the only time I stayed here. After that, we've been staying on the riverside. Some media came to ask me, Sadhguru, what is your impression? First time you have come to Kashi. Can you believe it, till 2012 I had not come to Kashi? Because I'm an inward pilgrim, I'm not a pilgrimage person going from place to place. So they asked me, I said, it's fabulous and filthy. They said, oh, how can you say this, da-da-da. Some people printed some negative things, but rest of them understood. I said, see, this is the whole problem. If you remove the filth, it would be just fabulous. But right now it's fabulous and filthy. Anyway, you have not seen Kashi at that time. Today what you're seeing thanks to our Prime Minister, he made this his constituency. He made it because though his strengths and his political growth is from Gujarat, he made Kashi his constituency, and that was a very visionary and a bold thing to do, because to go and win an election, a crucial election, in a new place, not from your hometown, is generally considered politically stupid. But he took that step. And ever since, Kashi development has been happening. Otherwise, you couldn't go 100 meters without spending at least 20 to 30 minutes by road. Everything was congested, everything was overflowing into the street. Most people lived on the street, then in their homes. They did business on the street, then in their shops. Filth was… you need a train to clear it, not a truck. That's how it was. And even the river was full of filth. So in the last 6 plus 2, 8 years, what's happened here, for those who have seen Kashi 10, 12 years ago, it's a revolution in many ways. Well, first of all, you couldn't enter the temple. There was… because of this property dispute that is going on, it's sub judice. But whatever was entry was left was like this. And because North Indian people have a fascination for marble stone, they put marble everywhere. With people walking continuously, it became so smooth. And the day I came, it was drizzling a little bit, and I saw two older people who become old. Maybe they were younger to me in years, but people who become old, they just slipped and fell so badly. Even I was having trouble walking because it's slippery, it's just become so smooth over time. And when I came in, the priests who were there, I told him, who is in charge here? I will do the granite flooring for you where people don't have to slip and fall. I'll do it free of cost for you. Please, who is in charge of this? But it was all over the place, it was run in a certain way, I don't want to go into those details. It used to be a bad experience to come to Kashi. In spite of whatever you saw it as a great thing, people made sure and the situation made sure that it's a bad experience for you. What has happened in the last 8 years' time is miraculous. Now there is a proper entry, there's this, and of course there are disputes. You saw those small patches which are not fixed, small squares, just something like 15 by 20 kind of square, not fixed because that's disputed property. It belongs to the other community, it's in the court. And we can't sit down and talk to each other and say, okay, you take this piece, I'll take this piece, let's settle it. No, because certain people don't want a resolution, because problem is an investment. A problem is a great investment for a whole lot of people, because many people have risen to power over problems of other people. If you find a solution, then what do you have? Where is your ladder to climb? So this is going on, hope some judicial reprieve will come and they will settle these things. I think they are moving in that direction because everything is there, because this is not like other places where there was a dispute about property. Clearly, there are historical documents where clearly Aurangzeb has given a written order that this temple should be demolished. So whoever his men who came and demolished, they gave a completion report. That temple has been demolished, we are building a mosque using the same material, all these things they have given. So these historical documents clearly preserved and saying this, so there is no really property dispute, it's more settling the communities now to ensure that it doesn't go up in flames, so that everybody somehow settled one way or the other. It should be done because otherwise these festering wounds in a country is not good long term. It will… Now that it's come into people's awareness, you can't just again put them back to sleep as they slept for a few centuries. So, having said that, should Kashi be built back? We don't have to think on those lines. Let's see what the… Because we believe in the constitution more than anything right now, according to the constitutional law, whatever happens, everybody should go with it and be done with it, because you cannot refix history. Hello? Terrible things have happened everywhere in the world, one way or the other. Terrible things have been done to somebody or the other. Here it's been to the majority community, but it doesn't matter because we should not forget it. But at the same time, we shouldn't be poisoned by resentment because of what terrible things happened in the past. Terrible things happened in the past, if you forget it, similar things may happen to you again. But the important thing is, people who identify with those people who did terrible things. Today's communities have nothing to do with the invaders, but unfortunately, certain number of them identify with those invaders. Such people should come to some sense of remorse and reconciliation, then this will be gone, because it's about everybody's life, not about fighting over what happened 300, 400 years ago. It's important that today's life goes on well and tomorrow's life goes on well. Well, yesterday's life was bad, so we don't have to spread that rot into today and tomorrow. So this wisdom is needed, but going by the constitution, I think, is the best thing, because that's a guideline for everything. Here we are. Already www, I walked into your minefield.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. So, on the context which you just spoken…
No, that context is over.
Okay, again, so what does it take for an architect to consecrate a building? What kind of sadhana, or what does it take?
An architect should not consecrate.
So how do I ensure that the people whom we build for, whom we cater for, have a better life? Like we are responsible for building schools, so we are responsible for…
More windows than walls, that's a basic principle.
Can there be any process of scientific… like you always talk about scientific process, making things scientific. Is there anything that you would want to give to the architects for this country or…
So, free architecture lesson. What architect? Please sit down. See, what I say right now may be completely off, say, because we are sitting in an air-conditioned hall and talking all this rubbish, it won't work. But the way the climate is becoming, the way things are, can we really live with open windows? you open the windows, you get dengue. If you close the windows, you get corona. Hello? For any sensible architecture of buildings to happen, first of all, there must be a sensible architecture of humanity. See, for this building, let's say we need 100,000 bricks. But if you use 500,000 bricks, what'll happen? There'll be no place to live. There'll be only bricks. Right now, slowly we are becoming like that because it's estimated by 2050, we could be nearly 10 billion people. Only people. All other species are evaporating from the planet. But the architecture of life is such, they must be in trillions and zillions, we must be in an appropriate number. We are going towards… trying to go towards a trillion. I'm sure we can't unless certain people have their way. The architecture of life is such, zillions and zillions of other species are there which you cannot even see. By the time you can see life, already multiple zillions, hundreds of zillions of lives are thriving before you could see a small insect or a worm. And the incredible thing is it okay if I go to soil? Somebody yesterday accused me, Sadhguru, these days you're not talking any spirituality, you're only saying soil, soil all the time. I said, only 4 months I spoke soil. But they think it's too much. The incredible thing about this is, till now, about 17 counts have been measured, but today scientists believe it could run into probably hundreds. That is, there is a certain type of microorganism, a certain… life is engineered in a certain way, a certain type of cell, a single-celled thing, micro thing. Now they have identified 17 of the same kind, slightly bigger, slightly bigger, slightly bigger, slightly bigger. The biggest one is also needs an electron microscope. The smaller ones are so micro. They believe there could be hundreds like this, exactly same design, getting bigger, 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 but still micro. Isn't it incredible? Because this is the architecture of life, solid, created in such a way that it can't just collapse just like that. It is built in such a fabulous way, millions of years of research and development on the planet happening by nature, and slowly life came out and here we are. Now we are thinking about how to build our dwellings, our office spaces, our whatever. See, we need so much infrastructure, so much infrastructure. In India, we cannot say this so much, but I do not know the exact number. Somebody here, what, Lindsay, you know? In United States, how many bathrooms do you have?
Per house?
No, overall, including the public ones and everything. I think there are more bathrooms than people. Are you shitting all the time? More bathrooms than people. In India today, the government is very proud that they built some 10 crore bathrooms and things like that. Well, because we were doing a more eco-friendly thing till now. Because of excessive population, especially for women, it's become ugly that wherever they go, there is somebody. There's no privacy. If there was privacy, people went and sat in their agricultural fields, nobody would come. It was perfectly fine. You put it in the sewage, then take it and then process it and put it in the land? No, they put it directly into the land. With the concentration of population that you have, you can't do that anymore, it's become ugly. But otherwise, that's what I was advertising when we were first going to Kailash. They said, Sadhguru, what are all the important things there? Okay, definitely there's glorious Kailash, but the most important thing, you will have the most spectacular toilets on the planet. Really? Yes, because the view is fantastic. First time when I'm driving a Land Cruiser and there is a Tibetan guide sitting next to me and the back seat there are 3 people, 2 of them are ladies. And we are driving. And of course, there are no bathrooms in Tibet at that time. Now they've all come up in many ways, but you don't get into any one of them, okay? Because yeah, they're another world. So these ladies ask, if you want to use the loo, where do we go? The guide says, tree behind. So they go tree behind. Then we drive into the Tibetan plateau. As it gets higher, absolutely no trees. There's not a speck of green anywhere. Then they ask, now what do we do? He says, rock behind. Then they go looking for rocks and behind. Then we drive into the deeper part of Tibetan plateau, where it's like a moonscape. There is no rock, there is no tree, there's not a blade of grass, nothing. Then they say, what do we do? He says, car behind. So, if there was no so much of human population, even if there were a lot of microbes, it would be okay to do it. It's the human eye which makes everything difficult, isn't it? Hello? So, architecture. How many bathrooms should we build? How much window space? How much da-da? Everything has gotten twisted out because of so many things. So there are practical realities of today that you cannot really build an ideal building unless you're building one lone space somewhere all by yourself. In 100 acres you're building one house, then you can build it the way you want. Otherwise, you have to go by the social norms and situations. Variety of compulsions are there in a given society. You have such aspiration, you must come to III in Tennessee. We have 22,000 acres of land, and now we've committed already that we will build only 30%, 70% is committed to conservation. So here we want to build in such a way. Initially we have built whatever we've built, but we are looking at how to build both workspaces and living spaces in such a way that it'll be unique and not subject to social norms. People build in such a way that it's healthy and well for them and for every other life around us. But you need to understand this, those of you who've grown up in cities have become like this. Even opening a window and closing a window is a problem, all right? It's always shut, AC is always on, 24 hours, boom, boom, whatever the season. This attitude you must change. You must experience a little bit of heat, little bit of cold, little bit of sweat, little bit of freezing happening to you. All these things are needed for life to thrive. Otherwise, you become like a lab rat who suffers just about everything. See, just observe this and see, across India for example, it's true everywhere in the world. What is the urban mortality for COVID? What is the rural mortality? Please look at it. People will say, oh, that is because urban concentrations are higher. That's not the only reason. Because the very body is much stronger and better because they're living exposed to elements and nature, bodies in a certain way. In these 3 years, nearly 3 years now, I have never tested positive. And I have not been living in seclusion, I have traveled more than I was traveling earlier. In this 2.5 years, I have done enormous amount of travel, we have run campaigns and people always think I must inhale their breath, so they always come close to me like this because they think, because of these things, because a yogi means he feels their breath. They come and speak into my face. A little distance means, yes, 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 and they'll come here and speak. So they're falling all over me, but I've never tested positive. There must be something to it, hello? I'm not claiming I'm a superhuman, I will not die because of corona. But whether it's your genetic strength or basic structural strength of the body, all these things are determined by how much life is happening to you. When I say how much life, temperature variations, wind, water, different types of air, all these things matter. But now you're trying to incubate your children like a laboratory, oh, they could… if you do this, they may fall dead. Yes, because you become more… the more protected you are, the more fragile you become. So as architect, I must tell you something that it'll freak you. Shall I? This has been something, a fancy that I've been wanting to do because I've designed almost all the buildings in Isha. But always we are on a shoestring or worse budget. So always trying to design everything with budget on the mind Plan A, Plan B, Plan C I have, always they've made sure I settle for Plan C. So I've been thinking I must build some home or something where budget is not a limit. At last somebody has offered me such a possibility. I've taken up a job, they don't pay me, of course, where I'm going to design a house and build it for someone where budget is not the limit. After that, when it's built, you can come and see how it is done. Getting little fanciful at 65, huh? People asking me, Sadhguru, where do you have the time for this? I said, some of the work, if you take it on, I'll have time. Hello? What? See, almost 9 years ago, we thought of starting a design school because there are thousands of designs in my head, which few things I write and some of our people make it. I'm saying from simplest things that we have done everything largely designed by me. These days, our boys and girls are doing wonderfully well by themselves. But most of the things that are done in the last 25 years were designed by me. So I thought I said, get me one computer where I can design some things and make it real. They got me the computer, but I have not had the time to open the damn computer. So I thought we'll start a design school where I can go and speak and younger people will put it on paper or whatever else on computer. But work has been breathless. We're going at a breathless pace and been planning to reduce it, but it's increasing like crazy. So, in the next 1 or 2 years, we may have to do The amount of work we've done in last 10 years may happen in the next 1.5 years, because it's become very global and all over. We have invites from dozens of countries, from the heads of state to come and establish many things. So we are looking at that. So, architects who are building their own homes, we may need them.
Yeah, Namaskaram Sadhguru. Since we are discussing about feminine today, I have a question.
Oh, we discussed many other things, ma'am.
Yeah. But I have a question related to Devi, Devi Parvati actually. So in the ancient scriptures, we've learned that Devi Parvati has been incarnated in various forms like Kanya Kumari or Malsa or Matsya Kanya.
No. Kanya Kumari is a South Indian woman.
Okay. So, yeah, so
Parvati is from Himalayas. You know what it means? Parvati means the daughter of Parvat.
Daughter of Parvat, yeah.
She is from Himalayas. Kanya Kumari is a South Indian woman.
So, I was just curious to know, what do they mean when they say a divine feminine energy is incarnated in the human form again? Can you please elaborate? What exactly does it mean? Yeah, thank you.
You have to change your definition of the divine, because you've been overly influenced by outside cultures, where they're always thinking divine means, shh, it'll come like this. Most of the time pictures are shown where sun rays are shown as divine coming down, okay? You must understand, this is a culture which always saw divine as evolution of a human being. You attain to a status of being divine by evolving to a certain level of perception, wisdom, experience and grace. It's not something that descends from heaven. It is something that grows here. Why do you think I'm wasting my time with you, my life with you? Hoping we will grow a garden of divine. All of you clapping, you think I'm wasting my time. Make sure I don't waste my time, okay? Because divine is an evolution. When you see… this is why I was in the United States a few years ago, and a journalist asking me, Sadhguru, there are so many people in Eastern cultures who are evolved human consciousness, they're represented consciousness. Who would you think in the Western world is a prominent name like that? Without batting an eyelid, I said, Charles Darwin. I said, what? He's a biologist. It doesn't matter. He sees that life can evolve into higher and higher possibilities. This is all spiritual process is. Right now it doesn't matter, you may be just a lump of flesh, but you can evolve. If you're willing, consciously you can evolve into a higher possibility. So, here, divine is an evolution of individual human being. It's not a descendance from somewhere. Nobody descends from anywhere. Everybody is normal birth. It's important. It's very important that everybody is normal birth means we have accepted the woman's biology as it is. This is very important for our evolution. Hello? Is it not? It's very, very important we accept at least the biology. If you do not accept the biology the way it is, then there's no room for evolution, isn't it? So, if you change the definition of divine in your mind, that it is a possibility in your life. It is not something that's going to come from somewhere. If it has to come from within you. If you understand this, then this question is not so relevant. So in that sense, wherever some woman rose to a certain level of consciousness, we said, oh, she's like Parvati. There's so many all over the country there are so many whom we refer to as Gauri, Parvati, Kali, this, that. These are all different people who rose, but they were not in characteristic all the same. See, everybody who rises within themselves need not behave the same way as today we have made a constipated expression of what a saint should be like. All right? But look back and see, when people got enlightened, when people rose in their consciousness, each one behaved as it was needed for that given society. Some of them fought battles. Hello? Some of them fought battles, some people just sat down and blessed people, some people did other kind of work. Everyone did what was needed. Now, I'm asking you a simple question. If you are very conscious within yourself, you have no compulsions of your own, what would you do? Would you just do this, or just meditate, just do something, or would you do what is needed on the day? That's all. So save soil is needed, it's not my project. Hello? It's just needed, that's all. So do not judge them by their expression or their looks. One is Gauri, she is fair. Another is Kali, she is dark. One is pretty and beautiful. Another tongue hanging out and like this, both are equally worshipped. Hello? Because at that time, they were doing what was needed in that given society. We are not defining them because of their actions. She is carrying the head of a man who's just been beheaded. You think you need this woman? You don't need that woman today, but at that moment, she was needed. So, this is something that you have to come to. You do not either define your life or somebody else's life by the actions that they perform, because actions are only relevant to the times in which you exist. It's got nothing to do with me or you. Maybe you have become so identified with things that you do. See, the thing is right now, if I do yoga, they say he's a yogi. If I ride a motorcycle, they say, oh, he's a motorcyclist. If I hit a ball, they say he's a golfer. If I go a trek, oh, he's a trekker. If I fly an airplane, they say he's an aviator. You're going on identifying with the actions that one performs. Actions are as relevant to the given situation and the times in which we exist, isn't it? Actions have nothing to do. If you're truly conscious, actions have got nothing to do with this one. Right now, if you're performing actions to become something, then actions have something to do with you. Now, you're doing some activity and that is what makes you who you are. Then you get identified with activity. That is not the nature of one who is conscious. Actions don't decide who I am or who anybody is. Actions are determined by the situations we exist right now. So you must redefine the divine in your mind, that divine is not something that comes and drops from somewhere. Divine has to be grown here, nowhere else it can be grown. It doesn't grow on the trees, it has to grow here. We'll leave the questions, yeah, please. Yeah, I know, there's a lot of population with raised hands, please put the hands down, put the hands down. Because we were just thinking the first hand that goes up will be beheaded today. Kali, you know. We thought we will do a certain meditative process. Are you ready or do you need a bathroom break or something? Okay. Sit in such a way you're not in touch with anybody. All disconnected? I know those of you wearing masks, you're being careful and it's very good, but this process that we do, you may have to remove your mask. If you don't want to breathe, you can hold it. Please sit cross-legged, which most of you are. Those of you sitting on the chairs, if it's possible to sit cross-legged on the chair, do it, otherwise it's okay. Keep your hands open, loose and relaxed, facing upward. Close your eyes. Keep your face slightly upturned. Slightly upturned face. Once you close your eyes, you must stay this way till I ask you to open your eyes, please. Please maintain this, okay? There will be anyway some people, as you have seen, there is a barking deer in the hall and there is an evolutionary process going on. So you don't bother about others' evolution, this is about your evolution, all right? Those of you wearing spectacles, if you can keep it aside wherever it's safe. Please, once you close your eyes, you stay that way. Do not look at other people, whatever else they do, don't look at them, don't… every time some noise comes, don't look here and there, keep your eyes closed, okay? Please keep your eyes closed. Slightly upturned face. A mild focus between your eyebrows. Maintain a mild focus between your eyebrows. Don't go into a very loud, hard chanting. You wait for me to finish and then say the same mantra very slowly and gently. Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kaleshwaraya. Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya. Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya. Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya. Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya. Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya. Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya. Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya. Keep your eyes closed. Please keep your eyes closed and holding your face slightly upturned, maintaining a focus between your eyebrows. Just slowly block your right nostril and breathe through your left nostril. Block your right nostril, breathe through the left nostril. Eyes should be closed. Keep your mouth also closed, please. Keep a mild focus between your eyebrows, slightly upturned face, and maintain the focus between your eyebrows. Your right nostril blocked. Those of you who are making noises, please keep your mouth closed. Keep your eyes closed, relax your hands. Stay with a slightly upturned face, a mild focus between your eyebrows. Keep your eyes closed. Visualize yourself on the banks of Ganga. Visualize yourself on the banks of Ganga. See clearly the vast expanse of water, the cool breeze that touches you, and yourself as you are. See clearly the vast expanse of water, the cool breeze, and yourself as you are. Just look at yourself, all that you consider as myself. Look at yourself, all that you consider as myself. Look at it clearly. Your presence there, who you are, how you define yourself, what you see as myself. Look at yourself. What is it that you consider as myself? What is it that you consider as myself? Your childhood, your parentage, your relationships, your education, your professions, your wealth, your nationalities, your race, your religion, all your accumulations that you only accumulated as a social process. The sum of all this is what you consider as myself. What you consider as yourself, your childhood, your parentage, your relationships, your education, your professions, your nationalities, your race, religion, and a whole lot of other things that you have accumulated, including your body. The sum of all this is what you consider as myself. Knowing this, you slowly step into the sacred Ganga. Your feet are touching the cool waters of Ganga. Slowly walk in step by step, water up to your knees. Feel the coolness swirling around your legs, deeper up to your waist. Feel it. Experience these cool waters which have been flowing for 1,000,000 years, washing away life and death for millions and millions of people. Walk deeper and just submerge yourself. Hold yourself there till you feel a little difficulty in breathing. And when you feel a little difficulty in breathing, you come up. Once again, take a dip, hold yourself there, hold your breath and stay there till you feel somewhat uncomfortable with your breath, and then come up and breathe. And once again, take another dip, consciously hold your breath and hold there till you feel little uncomfortable without breath. And then come up and breathe. There's no need to be doing left nostril breathing yourself, this man, please. Slowly walk out of the river, feel the extra coolness that you feel because your clothes are wet with water. Create a whole experience within yourself, visualize yourself. After these 3 dips, you're walking out of the river. Feel the rushing water cleansing you absolutely. Allow these waters to wash you inside out. Allow these waters to wash you inside out. Come up, in many ways, the surface of you cleansed. Come up, in many ways, the surface of you cleansed. Slowly walk up the steps of the ghat, once again standing on the banks of Ganga. Once again standing on the banks of Ganga, only externally cleaned. Everything that you have accumulated, including this body, all your possessions, everything that you have accumulated ever in the form of mental impressions, emotions, physical things, everything that you have accumulated are only in your memory. It is only the memory that you're hanging on to. Right now, unfortunately, the most precious thing in you is your memory, not the life that is being invested in you, not the life that can evolve, not the life that can throb, not the life which has given you everything, but just a certain amount of memory you're enshrining as the most valuable. Your parentage, your family, your home, your vehicles, your clothes, your valuables, everything, put it in a heap on the banks of Ganga. Your parentage, your family, your home, your vehicles, your clothes, your valuables, everything, put it in one heap on the banks of Ganga. The nearest and the dearest ones, those who you like and dislike, put all of them in this pile, including the body that you piled up. Just put it on this pile. Including the body that you piled up, put it on this pile. Now stand there and take a look at this. Now stand there and take a look at this. All these accumulations may be useful, may be not useful, but the important thing is, this heap is not you. Now stand there and take a look at this. All these accumulations may be useful, may not be useful, but the important thing is, this is not you. What is you stands here as a shining being. What is you stands here as a shining being. It does not need to be washed, it only needs to be enhanced. What is you stands here as a shining being. It does not need to be washed, it only needs to be enhanced. So what you need is not a river. When you don't need a wash, what do you do with a river? What you need is not a river. What you need is a fire, light. What you need is not a river. What you need is a fire. light. River is for washing, but once you have put your accumulations down and all of it lying here in front of you as a big heap, what is there to wash? Look at it. Everything that's near to you, dear to you, things that you like, things that you use, things that you don't use, everything is lying in your pile, including your body. Everything that is near to you, dear to you, things that you like and dislike, things that you use and you do not use, everything is lying in your pile, including your body. You are naked of your own body and you are standing here as a shining being. You are naked of your own body and you are standing here as a shining being. You see your Sadhguru coming in the form of a flame. You see your Sadhguru coming in the form of a flame. He approaches. As he approaches, being a flame, naturally this pile catches fire. Naturally, this pile catches fire. All your accumulations, everything, including your body, everything. All your accumulations, everything, including your body, everything. All this you did not possess. All you possessed was your memory. All these things you never possessed. All you possess is just memory. It is only in your memory that you possess these things. In reality, you did not possess anything. It is only in your memory that you possess these things. In reality, you did not possess anything. Everything burns into ashes and you embrace. Everything burns into ashes and you embrace the fiery Sadhguru that you see. You embrace the fiery Sadhguru that you see and let this fire catch you as you have nothing to burn. You embrace the fiery Sadhguru that you see and let this fire catch you as you have nothing to burn. The fire only enhances you, lights you up. As you light up, you are becoming a tower of light, Kashi. The fire only enhances you, lights you up. As you light up, you are becoming a tower of light, Kashi. Not a place, not a city, not a temple. Kashi is an aspiration within you to become a tower of light. Kashi is not a place, Kashi is not a city, Kashi is not a temple, Kashi is an aspiration within you to become a tower of light. If you have to become light without the pain of burning, if you have to become light without the pain of burning, you just have to separate all that you have gathered from who you really are. You just have to separate all that you have gathered from who you really are. Then you can burn as light, not as pain. Then you can burn as light, not as pain. Realization, enlightenment, to become a tower of light is not about pain or pleasure, but just to move into nameless ecstasies which have no logical sense. But this is the nature of life. if all the illusory things that you carry as sacred within you, if you keep them aside, only and only then the sacred light becomes you and you become Kashi. It's my wish and my blessing that you should have no need to go to any Kashi. You should become Kashi, a tower of light. You should become Kashi, the tower of light which lights up your life and every other life around you. Kalo na janati tava jananam, kalo na janati tava samapanam, drushto maya tava mahakaraha yogeshvara kala kala, yogeshvara kala kala. Yogeshwaraya Mahadeva Trayambakaya Tripurantakaya Yogeshwaraya Mahadeva Trayambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Nilakantaya Mrityunjaya Trikagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Nilakantaya Mrityunjaya Sarveshwaraya Sadhashivaya Sarveshwaraya Sadhashivaya Sarveshwaraya Sadhashivaya Sarveshwaraya Sadhashivaya Mahadevaya Namaha, Mahadevaya Namaha, Mahadevaya Namaha. Yogeshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripurantakaya Yogeshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Nilakantaya Mrityunjaya Trikagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Nilakantaya Mrityunjaya Sarveshwaraya Sadhashivaya Sarveshwaraya Sadhashivaya Sarveshwaraya Sadhashivaya Sarveshwaraya Sadhashivaya Mahadevaya Namaha, open your eyes.
Yogeshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripuranthakaya Kryokarnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Mahadevaya Namaha Mahadevaya Namaha Mahadevaya Namaha Mahadevaya Namaha Yogeshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripuranthakaya Yogeshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripuranthakaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sarveshwaraya